Pour equal parts of resin and hardener into graduated mixing tub using a 1-to-1 ratio by volume, meaning equal parts epoxy and hardener. Mix thoroughly with a paint stick, being sure to scrape the sides and bottom of the container as you go. Your mixture will appear hazy at first, and then become more transparent as the epoxy and hardener molecules begin to blend within 3 to 5 minutes. Pour the epoxy and hardener from your mixing tub into a clean container, scraping all the mixture out from the sides and bottom of the cup. Using a new mixing stick, mix for an additional 3 minutes. This will ensure the epoxy has been thoroughly mixed. Immediately pour onto your tabletop. Use a rubber squeegee or a foam brush to drag the epoxy across the entire surface to achieve an even coat. This is called a seal coat, which prevents excessive air bubbles from forming in the flood coat process when coating a porous surface such as wood. Allow your seal coat to dry for at least 4 hours before proceeding to the flood coat. Repeat the measuring and mixing process for your new batch of epoxy. Be sure to pour quickly after completing the mixing process. Leaving large amounts of mixed material in your bucket will cause an accelerated reaction due to the heat being generated in the bucket. The epoxy self-levels, so there is no need to move it around with any tools. The epoxy can be allowed to flow over the sides, which will create a coating on the vertical edges. Once you have sufficiently covered the entire surface with your flood coat, you will begin the process of removing air bubbles. The best tool for removing bubbles is a propane torch or heat gun. Hold the flame source approximately 6 to 10 inches away from the tabletop and quickly sweep across the surface using an ironing motion. You will immediately see the bubbles start to pop. Do this until all the bubbles are gone. Keep your project in a clean, dust-free environment at a minimum of 75 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit for 72 hours to complete its full curing process. Please read our full instructional guide at promarinesupplies.com/tabletop.